Welcome to Stories with Consequences. This is The Silent Patient, Episode 1. Alicia Berenson was 33 years old when the tragedy happened. On the surface, she had a perfect life. She was a famous painter, married to a famous fashion photographer. Gabriel Day lived in a big, beautiful house in one of the most desirable areas of London. The press called them the Golden Couple. To really understand what happened, you have to feel the atmosphere of that time. It was the hottest summer on record in London. The heat was oppressive, hanging over the city like a heavy, suffocating blanket. The air was thick with car fumes, dust, and the sickly sweet smell of melting asphalt. It was the kind of relentless heat that makes people restless, agitated. The kind of heat that makes people snap. From the outside, Alicia and Gabriel were happy, madly in love. But on the night of August 25th, as the heat wave finally broke, so did their lives. Gabriel returned home late from a fashion shoot. Around 11:15 p.m., the neighbors heard distinct noises, loud, sharp sounds, then a chilling silence. When the police arrived, the front door was ajar. Inside, they found Gabriel tied to a chair in the studio. He was lifeless. The scene was chaotic and devastating. And Alicia, she was just standing there, by the fireplace, frozen pale like a marble statue. A police officer approached her gently. "Alicia, can you hear me? What happened?" She just looked at him. She didn't speak. She didn't cry. She didn't scream. And from that moment on, she never spoke another word. To understand the tragedy, we have to go back to the beginning. Before the silence, there was a voice. Just a few weeks before the incident, Alicia started keeping a diary. She started it for a very specific reason: to prove to her husband, Gabriel, that she was fine, that she wasn't unstable. The first entry is dated July 14th. She writes, "I don't know why I'm writing this, maybe I do know, and I just don't want to admit it to myself." She pours her heart out on the pages, writing about how much she loves Gabriel, describing him as the love of her life, her only family. She says, "I love him so totally, completely. Sometimes it threatens to overwhelm me, but as you turn the pages, a darkness starts to creep in." Alicia writes about a lingering depression, a constant feeling of wading through mud, and then she mentions something specific, something chilling. She believes someone is watching the house. She sees a man, standing in the park across the street, just staring. She sees a shadow lurking in the garden at night. Gabriel dismisses her fears. He tells her she's imagining things, that it's just her artistic mind playing tricks on her. But was Alicia really imagining it all? Or was there someone actually there, watching her every move? This diary is the only evidence we have of her state of mind before the silence took over, and it doesn't paint a picture of a cold, calculating woman. It paints a picture of a woman who was absolutely terrified. After the incident, Alicia was arrested. The public was completely fascinated. The press went wild, labeling her a monster, a black widow. Everyone wanted a reason. Was it jealousy? Was it money? Was it a crime of passion? But Alicia refused to defend herself. She remained absolutely, stubbornly silent. However, while she was awaiting trial, she did communicate one last time. She asked for painting supplies. For days, she worked furiously. She didn't eat. She didn't sleep. She just painted. When she was finished, she presented a self-portrait. It's a haunting image. It showed Alicia standing in her studio, artistically exposed, holding a paintbrush. The brush is dripping with bright, vivid red paint. In the painting, she's looking back over her shoulder, her mouth open, lips parted, as if she's about to let out a deafening scream, but no sound is coming out. She gave the painting a title. One single word, written in Greek in the corner of the canvas: Alcestis. This word is the key to the entire mystery. Alcestis is a heroine from a Greek myth. The story goes like this. Her husband, King Admetus, was condemned to die, but the gods offered him a deal. If he could find someone to die in his place, he could live. He asked everyone, not his friends, not his aging parents. No one would do it. Only his wife Alcestis agreed to die for him. She sacrificed her life so he could live. Later in the myth, the hero Hercules literally fights death and brings Alcestis back from the underworld. He returns her to her husband. But when she comes back to life, she is silent. She refuses to speak to her husband ever again. Why? The myth doesn't say. Is she angry at him for letting her die? Is she traumatized by her journey to the land of the dead? Or does she now know a secret so profound, so terrible, that it cannot be spoken? Alicia chose this title for a reason. Is she telling us she sacrificed herself for Gabriel? Or is she saying that the person she used to be is dead, and this silent, empty shell is all that remains? The judge accepted a plea of diminished responsibility. Alicia wasn't sent to prison. She was sent to the Grove, a secure psychiatric unit in North London. For 6 years, she sat there, silent, heavily medicated, a ghost of her former self. And now, enter our narrator, Theo Faber. Theo is a 42-year-old criminal psychotherapist, and he has been obsessed with Alicia's case for years. He's convinced that he is the only one who can help her, but his motivation isn't purely professional. Theo admits to us that he's damaged, too. He grew up in a difficult, abusive home. He knows what it feels like to be terrified of the people who are supposed to love you. He knows the feeling of being voiceless. He believes that by saving Alicia, he might just be able to heal himself. So, when a job position opens up at the Grove, Theo applies immediately. During his interview, the director is skeptical. He tells Theo she is a hopeless case. She is heavily sedated. She will never speak, but Theo is determined. He replies, "No one is hopeless. I can reach her." Theo gets the job. He arrives at the Grove, and it is not a nice place. It's an old, decaying Victorian building. As he walks through the corridors, he passes patients who are shouting, crying, or just staring blankly at the walls. He enters the main community room, and there she is, the silent patient. She looks completely different now. Her hair is unwashed. Her clothes are dull and shapeless. The fire that once burned in her eyes is gone. She's so heavily drugged that she's drooling slightly, completely unaware that he has even entered the room. Theo just stands there, watching her. He knows the risks. He knows that trying to wake her up, to break through that wall of silence, might unleash the same terrifying anger that led to the crime. But he's ready. He is going to lower her medication. He is going to get her to talk. And he has absolutely no idea that the truth he is so desperately searching for will change his own life forever. Thanks for watching. If you want to find out what happens next, make sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell.